Welcome back to Beast Wars Wednesdays. I'm your host, Predacon Paul. Decepticon Doug is sick today. But he pulled his ass out of bed to film the episode. There. Oh, damn. He's got abs. Okay, episode 2, The Web. This episode starts off, Rhinox creates a communicator that's capable of transmitting through the energon fields at a greater distance. Cheetor,
the young, reckless type of the team, he's so eager to prove himself to Optimus. He's the one who takes the communicator to go for the test run.
So upon testing the communicator, he runs into a little problem. This problem is named Scorponok, and this Scorponok problem has found a bigger problem known as a mega cannon.
Cheetor decides to get to the drop on him despite Optimus ordering him not to.
Yeah, he disobeys orders to try and get the drop on Scorponok, which then leaves him vulnerable to an ambush from Tarantulas.
Who is also a bad guy.
Yeah, he's a Predacon. You know that already.
Yeah, come on. Scorponok nails Cheetor with a missile. Optimus lands. The Predacons have escaped.
Because Optimus is badass.
Yeah, they don't want to mess with him.
No.
He takes Cheetor back to base to get repaired. Through his actions, the communicator is destroyed, and as Cheetor is revived, he's scolded by Optimus, who says that he should have followed orders, and now has cost them an advantage.
A tactical advantage. Because they're at war, son.
True stories.
Beast Wars.
A beast of war. A war of beasts.
Yeah, and Rat Trap decides that he wants to antagonize Cheetor.
So Cheetor recklessly leaves to try and prove himself, and to go and somehow disarm the cannon that Scorponok had taken back to the Predacon base.
Yeah, they're busy installing it at the base on the most rickety-ass looking, tree fort looking platform thing.
Look,
that somehow
They're not architects, they're soldiers. That cannon's gonna fall into lava.
Yeah. That's probably why you never see it again.
Yeah. As Cheetor is about to pounce, Tarantulas gets the drop on him and kidnaps Cheetor
Again.
Instantly.
Again. Cheetor.
Eyes on the back of your head, Cheetor.
Yeah. Cheetor wakes up in the web.
The aforementioned web of the title.
In Tarantulas' web. And Tarantulas is going to tenderize him using some type of energy draining device. And then he's going to drink his fluids and munch on his flesh. Because he enjoys it.
It's gross. Rat Trap is prompted by Rhinox to follow up on Cheetor and make sure that he stays out of trouble.
Yeah, because they know exactly what he's going to do. He's going to recklessly throw himself in harm's way like an idiot, rush off to the Predacon base without a plan. So knowing this, Rat Trap goes in to save the day. Gets there just in time, just as his levels are getting to be at the bottom. And then, in a great show of skill and resourcefulness, saves the day, saves Cheetor, makes a friend for life, and blows off Tarantulas' leg.
Missiles are exchanged, a lot of things explode, the cave collapses and buries Tarantulas. Rat Trap and Cheetor get out.
And nobody even knows what happened. Not even Big Bot.
Their little secret. So things that we liked about this episode. We appreciate that as a follow-up to the pilot, it's a little more of just a straightforward story that doesn't have to give all that setup and exposition that a pilot would need. Instead, it's a chance for development on some of the characters who may not have gotten development in the pilot.
Yeah.
Particularly Tarantulas, who in the pilot you never really got a good sense of who he was. You sort of got hints that he was really smart. And that was kind of all. He was just another Predacon in the bunch. I like the fact that this establishes Tarantulas as a maniac. As an absolutely evil, insane sadist who...
Yeah. He's out for himself.
And is willing to do just, disgusting, depraved things in his own spare time just because he can. I almost think he's more evil than Megatron, to be honest. Megatron's evil, but he's kind of he's got this sort of idea of this grand, better society for Predacons, I think, where he's leader, of course.
Yeah, he's megalomania.
But Tarantulas, it shows him to be extremely, entirely self-serving.
Yeah.
That kind of evil. It all starts with him wanting to eat Cheetor.
Scorponok orders Tarantulas to bring the cannon back while he takes care of Optimus.
Tarantulas does not care at all.
He didn't even respond. And he's like, I'm second in command. Do you hear me? And furthermore, I don't think Scorponok can take Optimus in a one-on-one fight.
I don't think he thinks that either.
I think that's ambitious.
He kind of just left. He's like, okay, I'm going to go now. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Tarantulas also shows that he has his own agenda when all the other Predacons are setting up the cannon, and he's clearly just not even present. He doesn't care. He's probably downstairs working on his own little lair.
Yeah, he's getting the lair ready.
Yeah.
What I find really, really interesting about this episode, which is a testament to the writers, is even though this episode centers on these three characters, Tarantulas, right? They're developing his character, and then the relationship between Cheetor and Rat Trap. But even though it's focused on those aspects and those elements of this particular story, you still get enough from Scorponok and the fellow Maximals when you get tiny little clips from them at their base to see the dynamics of their relationships as well as the conflict within those relationships. So, for instance, Scorponok's talking about, I'm going to get this Mega Cannon back to Megatron. And then you really get a sense of, his loyalty is to Megatron, and Megatron giving him a pat on the head is that's what he wants. He wants to be recognized as, I did it, Megatron, me.
Do you love me, Megatron?
Megatron!
Do you love me?
And then at the Maximal base, you get that nice bit of tension with Optimus, conferring with his boys. Dinobot says he's going to use it to attack.
And then Optimus says, I don't think so, it's probably going to be defensive.
Yeah. Because he doesn't have the components to make it an offensive weapon, which is a testament to his ability to think on his feet. Meanwhile, he doesn't realize that two of his boys are gone, and they're not ready to attack. And we've got the conflict between Dinobot and Optimus, because Optimus is saying, okay, well, we need to attack now. We need to be patient going with a plan. And Dinobot's like, no! Destroy them! Which is awesome, and it's so Dinobot. But even though those scenes are so small, they tell you so much about the relationships.
Unlike the original Transformers, where all the Autobots follow Optimus, all the Decepticons follow Megatron, except for Starscream because he's his own little jerk. There's a lot of different points of views and a lot of different ideas, even within the different camps of Beast Wars. The Maximals don't always see eye to eye. The Predacons don't always see eye to eye. It's a different kind of dynamic and a more realistic kind of dynamic than the original Transformers. It adds a lot more to the characters, a lot more depth, a lot more opportunity to grow.
What didn't work? Straight up, not enough other characters. Because there's only the three. And that kind of bothered me.
I think it's almost too early in the series for an episode that has so few characters. I mean, okay, we get a better sense of these particular ones, but it's almost like you're going to forget who some of the other ones are. You're like, wait, who's that? Well, I can't remember. There was a pterodactyl. There was
a bee.
There's a bee. Yeah, so I feel like it's just a little too early in the series for it to be putting on the shelf that many characters so soon. But you kind of understand that it's 20 minutes for an episode.
They did a great job at the time they had. The quality of writing, the structure of the story, I think it's spot on. I think I would have liked to have seen a bit more of Megatron not giving a shit about Scorponok bringing him the Mega Cannon. Because Megatron's not going to go, pat, 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 nice job, Scorponok. He's going to go, and put it up. The rest of you, help him. And he's like, oh, no one loves me. Yeah. That's what Megatron would do, and that would have been funny because he says 2 or 3 times at least in the beginning of the episode, Megatron will be pleased. It's just trying to drag this thing.
There's one of the weaknesses. I feel like there's no follow-up to the Mega Cannon story, either in Scorponok's personal stakes.
Yeah, his personal stakes.
As well as the cannon at the end is still up there. The Maximals haven't figured out what to do with it. I just think it would have been a nice little button on the episode if, when the Tarantulas' lair shakes up and there's the cave-in, that the Mega Cannon would fall off that flimsy thing that they built and just fall in the lava. I think that would have been a hilarious finale.
Yeah, man. It's seriously...
wasted opportunity.
It looks, honest to God, like something you would have built out of plywood and cardboard.
Like you're building a tree fort.
Like you're building a tree fort. But it's the best you can do because you're 10 years old and you've got a hammer and 6 nails. So you make do with what you got.
Because the one who could build it well probably is Tarantulas, who's hiding underneath the base.
The sheer nature of his abilities makes it so he can build structures out of literally nothing. And he's too busy feasting on some hot-headed kitty cat. No wonder the structure looks questionable. It should have collapsed at the end of the episode.
That would have been great. All in all, we recommend The Web is a great character development episode.
Yep.
As far as filler episodes go, that don't really have any like long-term consequences, I think that it does the job really well.
Yep. You're really not going to be lost if you miss this episode. If you go right into the next episode, you're not going to be lost at all.
Actually, truthfully, I did miss this episode originally. I didn't see the Web until later on, and I didn't know that it fit right at the beginning. And when I saw it, I was like, this feels like an earlier episode. Yeah, I was not lost at all when I didn't see the Web. So it's not important, but it builds on the characters, not the story. So we're going to give it 3.5 out of 5 stasis webs. So thanks so much for checking out this week's Beast Wars Wednesday. What did you think of the Web? We'd love to know what you thought of this episode.
Yeah.
Leave it in the comments below. Give us a thumbs up if you love us. Thumbs down if you hate us. High five if you really love us.
What did you love and what did you hate about this particular episode? And keep it civil.
Keep it happy.
And if you have any ideas on how we can improve the quality of the show, keep them to yourselves.
We're working on it. Don't worry. We got this.
Okay.
We're figuring it out. We're on episode 2, guys. All right? So thanks so much for watching Beast Wars Wednesdays. We'll see you next week.
So what worked with this episode, Doug?
What I kind of appreciate...
Hang on. What worked in this episode, Decepticon, Doug?
Well, Predacon Paul.
One of the coolest dudes in the world.
What?